Welcome, guys. Thank you for following through this series where we successfully learned how to add drag and drop features to our React applications using React, react-beautiful-dnd, ContextAPI, and Typescript. We're even able to build a simple web-based game that is interactive and uses this drag and drop feature. This is the conclusion part of this series. Now we're just going to recap or run through everything we've done in the last 6 parts of this series. So very quickly, I want to I want us to go through what we did in the last video, right? Before I start the game here, I just want to make a few changes. So I want to make sure that you get this change. Now for the calculate score function in our game service file, right? If you notice on your own end, for the groups.marvel.map line here, you are probably going to have DC list. You're not supposed to have DC list. You're supposed to change it to MV list. It's supposed to be the Marvel list, and the groups for .dc.map here is supposed to be the DC list. Please make that change. Make sure you're making that change, because that may affect the kind of result you get at the end of the day. Right, so with that done, I think we should make a few change to this button right here. Maybe the button should be at the center, right? So we're going to go to public custom.css, and then we are going to go down, and we have control. For control, I'll just add another line of CSS style here, right? So I'll say justify content center, right? All right, with that done, I will remove the margin left auto for the BTN here. All right, now that makes the button stay in the middle. All right, I think that's okay. Now when I start the game, I can see the time left, and I can begin to just play this game, just so we can recap, and then I can end the game and see my score, right? I could decide to reset the game and then start the game again. All right, so let me end the game. Now what we want to do right here before we begin to recap is let's play a calculated game and then see if truly our logic is working the way it's supposed to work, right? Let's play a calculated game. All right, for every arrow you drag to the correct column, you must get a 12 point, and you must get 12 points. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to start the game. Sorry, and then I'm going to drag Aquaman, Batman, I think Superman. All right, then here I'm going to have I'm going to have Captain America. I'm going to have Spider-Man. I think I'm going to have Flash after Captain America. All right, and then I'm going to end the game. Now I have a total of 78. First, let's check the lists if it is true. Now from the game I played, I decided myself that so I'm going to go to component helpers and then seed data here. All right, I'm going to close my terminal, then close the file directory here. All right, now for the first, in our list of heroes here, for the first 6 heroes, everything belongs to DC, from Superman to Batman to Flash to Aquaman, to Wonder Woman, to Green Lantern, right? Now, I decided that Aquaman, Batman, and Superman, they all belong to DC. So which means I am correct with this. Now, Flash actually belongs to DC, but this I'm going to be getting a wrong point for. But Captain America and Spider-Man belongs to Marvel. All right. So which means I can I'm correct with Captain America and Spider-Man. Now, if we look at our logic, from here, I'll probably have 12 times 3 points. So let's kind of open a calculator here. All right. So 12 times 3, we're going to have 36, then plus another 24, right? Because this is 12 is correct, this is 12 is correct, that's 24. 24 plus 36, right? I'm just using a calculator so that, we're just accurate. All right, that's 60. Now, I'm not going to be getting, I'm not necessarily going to be getting a point here. So a penalty is going to be calculated here. Now, let's check again. I was able to arrange, this in alphabetical order, right? Which means I have more points, right? It means I have more points. The penalty will not be too much. So, and then I was able to arrange Captain America and Spider-Man in alphabetical order. This is just the only wrong part. So I have more points. So now, by calculation of the original score is supposed to be 60. So we have 18 more, right? So the 18 more comes from the time left, right? And then the fact that I'm able to arrange them in alphabetical order, right, on both sides of the bench. All right. So that one can now be determined based on the logic, and we have 18 more. So this really confirms that our logic is working, at least to some extent. So there's no way you want to play this game and do the right things and not have a very good score. All right. So we're going to reset this game. So what I want to happen is that once the game ends, this whole area, the columns, the arrows, and all of that, everything should be disabled. All right. So what I want to do is I'll go to public CSS custom.css and I'll add another class. I'll call it disabled. Then I'll say pointer events is none. And then I'll say opacity is 0.35. All right. And then I'll open my source folder, components folder, pages folder, and home file. All right. Now with that done, so I'll say for the inner box, for the game box right here, what I want to do is very simple. I'm going to turn this string here to backticks, right? And then I'm going to have to use template literal here. So I'll say when game context dot game state is equal to game service dot game state dot done. When the game is done, then it should apply the disabled class, all right, to this particular div right here. And when the game is not done, either it is playing or is just starting or something. When it's not done, that means when it's playing, or what's the third state? When it's the other two states anyway, you should not add anything to the class. All right. So with that done, I'm going to restart the game. I don't know why this. Okay, I already closed. I already stopped the terminal, so I'm going to start it again. So start the app again. Let's wait for that to run in the browser. All right, great. So I'm going to start the game, and then I'm just going to drag, randomly, and randomly. Wow, I have a lot of score here. You can see 164 here. All right, now what can you see here? You can see that this whole area here is disabled. I can't drag. There's nothing I can't do anything. I can only look at these things, right? If you notice before now, even after we finish playing the game, we can literally just drag what we have here to another column, right? But now we can't do that anymore because we've written a logic that makes sure that once the game is done, this whole area is disabled. You can only see the list of things that you've created, but you can't really interact with it unless the game is reset and then started, right? Okay, so basically that's all about it, and thank you very much for following through with this series. Now let's quickly take some time to reflect on some of the things we've done, right? So basically we're going to have to launch our task app, right? So I'm going to look for that here, and then I'm going to stop. I'm not going to stop this. I'm going to start this app in another port. So I'm going to say npm start. It's going to ask me if I want to start it on another port. So I'm going to say yes. Now we've been able to learn some HTML and CSS, how to do some flexible styling here, especially using Flexbox, right? We've also been able to learn how to use the react-beautiful-dnd package to add drag and drop functionalities to build a simple task application. All right, we've been able to learn how to reorder items within a list in the same list, right? We've also been able to learn how to drag from one list to another, right? Or from one column to another, basically. And also we've been able to learn how to disable dropping on a particular column, right? So I can't drop here, right? So that's one thing we've learned, and we learned this using the react-beautiful-dnd package, which enables us to add drag and drop functionalities to our React app using the drag drop context, the draggable is not here actually, the draggable and the droppable components from react-beautiful-dnd, right? Drag drop context defines the area you want to capture drag and drop in your application, right? And then the droppable, because we are using Typescript, we are having to use a snippet provided by professionals out there based on the fact that there are certain things that is buggy between react-beautiful-dnd and Typescript, right? So we are using that snippet. The snippet is not that complex. It's just, everything is just this here, and you are going to have access to this on our official repo, right? So we use the droppable strict as our droppable component here, right? And then with the draggable components from react-beautiful-dnd, we are able to add a drag ability to each task in a column. All right, so those three things are things that are needed. Also, for your drag drop context, you should provide a function for the onDragEnd property here, right? It is through this undo drag end function right, or whatever function you provide, it is through this that you would be able to, process the dragging and the dropping, basically. And the dragging and the dropping is nothing but just removing an item from a list and adding it to another list with JavaScript, right? That's all. And then these are the three most useful properties you would have to engage when you are processing this drag and drop logic. All right, there are other things that we can be able to do, other things like actually reordering the column itself, not just the list within the column, right? Other things like specifying some properties that allows some flexible functionalities on the lists or the columns. All right, we're not going to be exploring a lot about that. I would leave you guys to explore that. Those are actually simple things that could be explored. All right, and we are able to build a game that any user can play under 30 seconds, and it's a game of actually aligning superhero movies to their studios, their makers. All right, so we have Marvel and DC, and we have a list of superhero movies, and all we are doing is just dragging and dropping within a time frame, and the time is counting down. We can see the time, okay, right? And once the game is done, the software automatically calculates our score and displays our score to us, or we can decide to end the game and see our score. And once the game ends, the area through which the area where you are doing the dragging and dropping will be disabled, so you can just focus on your score at the time. And when you are ready to play a new game, you can just reset everything and then start the game again. Okay, so this is an exciting series, and we are happy that we are able to complete the series together. I hope you learn something here, and this can actually help you build very, very flexible front-end applications. As a matter of fact, even more flexible front-end applications and web-based games, basically. All right, now while we were learning all of this, we've also learned how to set up ContextAPI in React, and how to use our state, our reducer, and our context, how to define interfaces for all our data in React while using TypeScript. We've also learned how to do some of these things. Okay. Now I will encourage you to ask any questions on our channels, our YouTube channel, our Instagram handle, on Twitter, or on Facebook, or you can reach out to us via our email, or you can just drop an issue on GitHub, right? Let us know what you build, send us the link, right? Or let us have a chat. Or if you have any question or something that you don't understand throughout the series, let's know. We're happy to help. We're happy to engage with you and walk you through how to understand these things, basically. So you can reach out to us on all our handles. You can reach out to us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Just our handle is just @Concrete, right? So you can follow us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot more of this kind of series coming your way. Things that has to do with software engineering, that has to do with system design, that has to do with product design, that has to do with animation, it has to do with 3D design and modeling, right? We have a lot of things coming your way, and we have our professionals ready to take you through. All right. Thank you so much, and we are ending the class, or we are ending the series right here. Bye.